living by the Spirit. We have ended last week's lesson with Paul's recommendation to avoid using the freedom to indulge our flesh. But how do you achieve such a victory? How do you substitute it, or how do you fill this gap that is already engraved in our hearts by birth? Paul has some answers for us today in this week's lesson.
For many, it's much easier when they are told, this is what you should be doing and this is what you should not be doing. It's simple and clear. But this is not what Christianity is about. Living by the Spirit, however, sounds a bit vague and complicated.
And Paul starts with verse 16. Walk in the Spirit and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. Seems simple. Other translations say live by the Spirit instead of walk in the Spirit. Regardless of the wording, all of them describe a lifestyle, a way of living, a conduct of behavior that characterizes our life. And for Paul, it's either living by the Spirit or by the flesh.
The Christian life is a walk and a wandering. What we do matters, and why we do what we are doing also matters. But walking by the Spirit or living by it is fundamentally different. Before we meet God and respond to His call, we are just us, with our own nature, desires, etc. But when our heart opens to God, we are being adopted in the family of God. We are being born anew by the Spirit, and now there are two natures in us that are in conflict. It's a struggle.
Is it really that easy to pick and choose how to live? Can we just empty ourselves from the fleshy desires or even from the Spirit within? It's impossible. It's a big drama inside of us. It's a big conflict. And it is so bad that Paul says that you cannot do what you want to do. And until Jesus comes, it will challenge His followers. So what is the solution here and now? Walk in the Spirit, says Paul. Just daily connect with Him. Talk to Him. Make your decisions with Him and live the minutes and the hours with Him.
It's not easy to live in such struggle. You want to be good, but you find yourself weak. And this can be discouraging. So some decide that it's easier to avoid everything. Makes them feel more in control. And others just decide to close their eyes and say, God, you take care of it. The key for Paul, though, is in the walk.
Paul seems determined to draw a clear line of differences between the two walks of life, by the Spirit and by the flesh. He expands on his statement by giving two detailed lists of vice and virtues. The first one he calls the works of the flesh, and the second, the fruit of the Spirit. And every bit of them shows how much in conflict are those two different ways of life. For us, the choice is left of what direction to steer our will of our life.
These are some lists that Paul cites: impurity, jealousy, hatred, selfishness, versus love, joy, peace, kindness. Works versus fruit. How deep is this? From the lesson, as James Dunn writes, the flesh demands, but the Spirit produces. Living by the Spirit is not about doing, but about producing. Walking with God, following Him, experiencing life together, we are being transformed.
In summary, if I want to take something from this lesson, that is to understand that there is a way of life in which the Spirit reigns. Then all desires of the flesh are just pushed away, and I can live my freedom. I can live my freedom in Christ.
How about the church? Well, next lesson is about the gospel and the church. See you in a week.